Once you go no contact with a narcissist, you're likely feeling a mix of emotions, perhaps relief, a touch of anxiety, or even the first glimpses of peace. But while you're beginning to recover from the chaos, the narcissist is already preparing for their next move. They are patient, calculating, and they do not view your silence as defeat. Oh no, not yet. In their mind, the game has just begun. The narcissist is confident. They've played this game before, many times. They're betting that you'll come back, and that's the first hope they cling to. They don't believe that you've cut them off for good. They're counting on your empathy, your guilt, and most of all, your desire for closure. To them, you're still under their control, even if you've physically distanced yourself. But as time goes on and they don't hear from you, they will slowly realize that they need to take more aggressive action. And this is when the first tactic comes into play. The charm offensive. The initial silence from the narcissist is not a sign of retreat. They're sitting back, waiting, believing that all they need to do is give you time. But when you don't crack, they'll flip the switch and launch the charm offensive. This is a well-practiced move. You might receive a message seemingly out of nowhere, filled with nostalgia, an old inside joke, a sweet memory, or even a simple, "I was thinking about you today." They'll tug at the strings of your shared history, hoping to evoke those warm memories that make you question your decision. Perhaps you'll get a picture from that trip you took together, or an accidental run-in at your favorite coffee shop. Every moment feels so casual, so coincidental. But trust me, it's not. They've planned this with precision. Their goal is to make you reconsider everything. To make you wonder, was it really that bad? Did I overreact? Maybe they've changed. That's what they want. They want you to doubt yourself. And they know that nostalgia is powerful. They know that humans are wired to remember the good times and overlook the bad, especially when those good times are presented in a carefully curated package. But here's the reality. The charm offensive is as shallow as it gets. It's a puddle, a mirage. The person who hurt you hasn't changed. They're just wearing their best mask, hoping you'll fall for it again. Narcissists are experts at showing you just enough of what you want to see to reel you back in. They're banking on the fact that your boundaries, while strong at first, might weaken in the face of sentimental gestures. And if charm worked before, it can work again, right? Well, maybe. But not if you see it for what it is. A manipulation tactic designed to test your resolve. The false offer of closure. If the charm offensive doesn't do the trick, the narcissist will escalate. They'll pull out another card, one that's even more difficult to resist, the false offer of closure. This is a tactic that plays directly into the most human desire, to seek resolution, to have that final conversation, to tie up the loose ends. It might sound like this: "I think we both deserve closure," or "I owe you an explanation. Can we talk?" It sounds reasonable, mature even. You've probably been waiting for this moment, thinking that if you just understood why they acted the way they did, you could move on. And the narcissist knows that. They're offering you something you desperately want, but it's not genuine. Here's the thing about narcissists and closure. Real closure doesn't exist in their world. They're not offering this conversation because they want to bring you peace. They're offering it because they want to reopen the door you've just shut. Closure for them is just another way to regain control. It's a lure, a bait to see if they can get you back in their grasp, if only for one more conversation. They'll admit to small mistakes, just enough to seem sincere. They'll give you just enough to make you feel like they're finally being honest. But in reality, they're probing for weak spots, looking for ways to worm their way back into your life. The answers you're craving, the emotional resolution you've been longing for, it will always remain just out of reach. Narcissists are masters of keeping you in a state of emotional limbo, dangling the possibility of understanding just far enough that you'll keep chasing it. But here's the truth. True closure doesn't come from them. It comes from within. It comes from accepting that the person you're dealing with will never provide the answers or the peace you're seeking. It's about making the decision to move forward, to heal without their permission, without their final words. And when they come knocking, promising that final conversation, see it for what it is, another manipulation designed to pull you back into their web. The best life charade. Let's say you resist the charm and you decline the offer for closure. The narcissist will shift tactics once again, moving into the best life charade. This is a performance, plain and simple, and it's staged specifically for you. Suddenly, the narcissist is all over social media, living their best life. They're going on that dream vacation you always talked about, or they've taken up the hobbies you once begged them to share with you. And to really drive the point home, there's usually a shiny new partner in the picture, someone who seems to be getting all the things you wanted but never received. At first glance, it looks like they've moved on, like they're happier, more fulfilled without you. But don't be fooled. This isn't about them moving forward. It's about getting under your skin. It's about making you question yourself. It's about making you think, did I make a mistake? Are they really happier without me? Here's how you can tell it's all an act. They're not just living their best life. They're living the life you always wanted them to live. They've transformed into the perfect partner, the dream version of themselves that you once longed for. And they're making sure you see it, whether through mutual friends, accidental run-ins, or carefully curated social media posts. This isn't a coincidence. This is a calculated move, designed to trigger you. But here's the reality behind the charade. Nothing has changed. The narcissist hasn't become a better person overnight. They haven't magically transformed into the partner you always deserved. They're just better at pretending. This is a temporary performance, designed to make you doubt your decision to go no contact, to make you wonder if maybe they've finally turned a corner. But they haven't. And that shiny new partner? They're simply the next person in line to experience the narcissist's cycle of love bombing, devaluation, and discard. Don't envy the new supply, pity them. Because you know how the story ends. Silent sabotage. If the public display of their best life doesn't draw you back in, the narcissist will switch to something more subtle, silent sabotage. This tactic is insidious because it happens behind the scenes. You won't hear it directly from them, but you'll start to notice the whispers. Friends or family might begin to reach out asking if you're okay. They might mention that they've heard you've been struggling or that the narcissist is worried about you. What's happening here is a quiet campaign to undermine your credibility. The narcissist is planting seeds of doubt, telling mutual connections that you've become unstable, irrational, or even cruel for cutting them off. They may not be launching an all-out attack on your reputation yet, but they're working behind the scenes to isolate you. They want to create a narrative where they're the victim, hurt and confused by your decision to go no contact. And as these rumors spread, you might start to feel the pressure. You might feel the need to defend yourself, to set the record straight. But that's exactly what they want. Responding, defending, explaining, it's all part of their plan. The narcissist doesn't need you to come running back right away. They just need you to stay engaged. Even if you're angry, even if you're frustrated, as long as they can provoke a reaction, they're winning. Silence is your strongest weapon here. Let the whispers fall on deaf ears. The smear campaign now. If the silent sabotage doesn't achieve the desired result, the narcissist will escalate to a full-blown smear campaign. This is where they go all out to destroy your reputation. Suddenly, you're the villain in their story, painted as manipulative, abusive, and unstable. They'll twist every interaction, every conversation, every memory to fit the narrative that they are the victim and you are the aggressor. They might reach out to your friends, your family, even your colleagues, sharing twisted versions of events or outright lies. No one is off limits in their quest to discredit you. And here's the really twisted part. Some people will believe them. Narcissists can be incredibly convincing, especially when they're in full-on victim mode. They've spent a lifetime perfecting the art of manipulation, and they know exactly how to spin a story to make themselves look innocent and you look like the villain. But here's what you need to remember. The smear campaign isn't about truth. It's about control. The narcissist doesn't care if what they're saying is true. They care about isolating you, about making you doubt yourself, about forcing you to defend your character. The smear campaign is their final desperate attempt to regain control over the narrative. They want you to come back, not because they miss you, but because they want you to prove them wrong. They want you to get caught up in defending yourself and trying to set the record straight. But here's the hard truth: you don't need to. Your real friends, your real family will see through the lies. Your actions, your integrity will speak louder than any words the narcissist can spread.